Hello, 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 and welcome to Nana's Crochet Ideas. I'm your host, Terry, and today we're here to talk about Movie and Stitch video, or Movie D. I don't know why I keep calling it a video. Okay, so the movie that I watched is called Dark Places. It is a movie about a woman who is Charlene Theron, confronts the traumatic childhood memories of the murder of her mother and two sisters when she investigates the possibility that her brother is innocent of the crime. Now, unfortunately, I had to watch this movie 3 times because, as you all know, if you follow my channel, my grandkids live here. Well, one of them's a baby, and the other one's just a little bigger than a baby. And boy, they just were crying today. They kept interrupting the movie. I couldn't focus. So we tried watching it a second time, and I thought maybe this movie just isn't good, and it's so boring that I can't pay attention. So after the kids went to bed, we tried the 3rd time, and it was actually a pretty good movie. So it was on, I believe, Showtime. Either Showtime or Stars. And it had Charlize Theron in it, Nicholas Hoult, and Ty Sheridan. And the story, it's one of those movies that kind of goes back and forth to current day, and it flashes back to the past. And like I said, it was a story about a woman who, when she was a child, a very young child, maybe 8 or something, her mother and 2 sisters were murdered. And as you see in the beginning of the show, the police tell her that didn't her brother do it, who was just, you know, a little bit older than her. I mean, several years, but still a child. Older than her, and so she said he did, so he went to prison. And 28 years later, somebody looks her up because they're some group that is trying to free this guy, her brother, who's her brother. And so she has flashbacks of what happened, and she has really fuzzy memories, and she's really confused, and you can see it. And, you know, the police are telling her one thing, and now as an adult, these people are saying he's innocent, you need to recant your story. And then she finds her father, who she hasn't seen for close to 28 years. And he's a drunk, a homeless drunk. And she finds him, and he tells her that her brother was a Satan worshiper and killed his girlfriend and baby, and that he deserved to be in prison. And so she doesn't know what to believe, and her brother doesn't really give her information when she goes to visit him. He just tells her to leave it alone. So it's a good movie. It kind of, I watched it with my daughter and my 2 oldest grandchildren, and they were all like focused. I mean, nobody looked away from the TV. The kids were at the end of their seat watching it, waiting to see what was going to happen. It was a good movie. If you can see it, I would recommend it. So that's my movie. Now, I have recorded 2 movies to watch. And again, I'm not sure which one will be good enough to do a review on. One was Everfall, and the other one is Everest, about something on Mount Everest. So that's the movies. So let's go on to my stitch. Snoopy, move, honey. You gotta get out of my yarn. Come on, move. Back up. Thank you. Okay. Do you guys have pets that get tangled up in your yarn when you're working on it? I have a pile of yarn there. I'll have the yarn on the floor, sitting on the bed doing my crocheting. And inevitably, my dog has to sit on it or walk through it. And he has a curled tail, so it always gets hooked around his tail. Right now it was hooked around his paws. He was trying to lay down under my chair, so he had it wrapped around him. So let me show you what I've done. So if you follow me, you know that this is the first Tunisian crochet project I've done. I started out really well. I told you guys last week or last episode that I was, I don't know why I can't just do things simple. I have to make everything complicated. So it's not as nice as it was before. But I'm not going to frog it. I am going to put a border on it and fix it. So here's how we started out. And it's not rolling. I don't know why my yarn seems to be tangled up. But it's not rolling like it was, so I am getting better. So here's the beginning. There is some roll there, but as you can see, it's pretty flat until right here. And I believe it's because I'm doing all these color changes and my tension is not right. And I'll tell you why I believe that. Here's my side. So as you can see, it was going straight until right here when I started doing my color changes. So I'm going to leave it because I don't think I'm going to be able to do much better this one. In the future, I hope to be. Maybe by the time I get to the top, I will be better. But I know that I can fix that. I know that I can fix that with a border and some finagling. So this is what I've got. I really, really, really like the way the letters are coming out. And I don't think I've told any of you my daughter's name. If you can guess my daughter's name, I would challenge you to guess what this name is. Let's see if we can get this. So here's the first letter. Here's the second letter. Okay. Next. Next. The next letter. Next letter. Next letter. This is the next letter. Oh, wait a minute. This is that letter. Notice there's a little block right there. And this here is the last letter. Okay? So let's see if anybody can guess my daughter's name from that, because that's going to be her name. So that's how my blanket's coming along. I am pleased with the stitching. I am not pleased with the side. And that is the, well, both sides are pulled in. And, it just, yeah. So it only starts with the letter, and it's not, this side's really bad. But I count the stitches, and I'm working off a graph, so I know that my count is right, because all my stitches and the colors and whatnot are correct. So I know it's just a tension issue. And I will work on it throughout the blanket, and hopefully I will get better by the time I get to the top. But for right now, the stitch count is correct. I have 120 stitches, which is what I started with. So I know that I'm not dropping stitches. It's just a matter of tension. And I believe that it's going to be because I'm changing the colors. And I've never done that before with this. Well, I've never really done this stitch before. So I've never done the changing colors. But I think it's going to be beautiful. That's my progress. Not a lot of progress because it is very slow going, especially changing colors. I did 1 row in a 2-hour movie. But if I watch both e-movie, and I watched 2D movies, and I worked on it in both movies, and I'll watch 2 e-movies, and I will work on it during both of those movies, because otherwise I won't get it done at the end of the year. So, thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. God bless you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Thank you. Bye now.